Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of I Didn't Read Your Book. I am your host, Lutch, and today we are going to be talking with Blaine Pardoe about his book, The Democratic Party Playbook. So judging by the cover here, it's very clear what exactly this is about. This is going to be about the Democratic Party Playbook, Election 22 edition. And it's got like plays. I think even if you're not super familiar with sports, then you'll recognize this imagery as like how in every movie ever that's about sports, and they have the clipboard and they the X's and the O's. Except of course with the X's and O's, we've got the donkeys for the Democrats and the elephants for the Republicans. So clearly we are dealing with something that is, on the podcast itself, I try to stay away from, getting in particular debates, specifically political debates. But clearly, with this being the topic of the book, and I mean, you guys have met Blaine before if you'd seen his previous episode about Blue Dawn, and he's also participated in a couple of the IDRYB live streams. So, there's going to be a level of familiarity there. But again, I don't want to get too much into arguing if there's things that come up. I'm much more interested in his perspective and what he thinks this book will, what the role of this book is, rather than arguing particular policy positions or anything like that. So with that in mind, let's dive right in and read the back of the book. The darkest secrets of the Democratic Party are revealed at last. This leaked document from the radical progressives lays out their devious plans for their war against American values. Readers will be made privy to their true objectives, their tactics, and how they intend to rise from the ravages they inflicted with COVID and to control Congress and the nation in the 2022 election cycle. The Democratic Party Playbook Election 2022 edition is a must-read for political junkies, humorists, and every Republican campaign staff. This book is a biting piece of satire based far too closely to reality. It takes the reader inside the heads of the progressive leadership and reveals it for what it is, a scary place. From Trump to Putin, from January 6th to the Green New Deal, from the woke movement to election fraud. Every policy and practice of the Democratic Party is presented in a snarky and delightfully chilling manner. So it seems like the goal of this book is to put his perspective out there in such a way that is maybe a bit disarming. Maybe he is trying to bridge a gap and say, look, this is how, as a lifelong Republican, this is how people like him view what's going on the other side of the aisle. Now, I'm sure I'm not sure in the sense that I'm guessing. I know for a fact that there is a significant amount of overlap in my opinions and Blaine's opinions, specifically when it comes to the Democratic Party and these tactics that he talks about. I talk about them all the time as well. What I don't know is exactly if this is a book for everyone to just see. He says it's satire. So is it something that, everybody is going to enjoy and it's just taking a jab at one side? Or is this a little bit stronger? Is this something that is going to maybe not really be for half of the country? Is this something that he wrote with a very specific audience in mind? So it'll be very interesting to see what is the ultimate goal with this book. There's many ways where people can take what is written about them being the Democratic Party. If you were a Democratic voter, there's very many ways for Blaine to take his position and express that to you without offending you. And I do believe that somebody like Blaine would be able to do that if that's his goal. So if it's not his goal, then I wonder just how savage it's going to be. And again, even though I might be somebody who's interested in reading this type of book, somebody who is not necessarily very happy with the Democratic Party right now. Someone who has never been happy with the Republican Party, but specifically the Democratic Party has been what has drawn my ire in the last few years. So it'll be interesting to see what the gamesmanship is something that goes on in every aspect of politics. So I want to know what is the tone that we're taking. Is it gamesmanship or is it game theory? A little bit more serious and saying, hey, these bad things are going to happen. Look what these people are going to do to you. So, without further ado, let's bring in Blaine.